Is Silver Tempest already out of print? Today we're going to be opening up this Silver Tempest booster box while we discuss whether or not Silver Tempest is already out of print. Silver Tempest came out in November of 2022. It is the last main set before the release of the next era of Pokemon cards, Scarlet and Violet. We will be getting Crown Zenith before Scarlet and Violet, but that's more of a special set than a main set. There has been a lot of rumors going around that Silver Tempest and a lot of other sets are already out of print, which means that the Pokemon Company would no longer be making these products because they're going to go ahead and move on to the Scarlet and Violet era. I'm going to talk to you about some of the experience I've had with previous sets whenever Sun and Moon went to Sword and Shield, for instance, and when the X and Y era went to the Sun and Moon era. We're going to talk about the reprints, restocks, and what happened whenever those two eras came together. With Silver Tempest being the newest set, it will be in the standard rotation for quite a while still. The standard format is the current list of cards that are legal to play. I did sell this booster box to Jeremy W from our community for $69. I do periodically sell booster boxes for $69 to the community through Discord. So if you want a cool place to hang out and a place to possibly get some inexpensive cards, make sure you hop into the Discord chat. We're going to start it off with the Matang and the Clink Cling there. Code card for you guys. I do give away all of the code cards in every single one of my videos, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and come and check out the videos whenever they go live. So there's been a lot of rumors going around that Silver Tempest is already out of print and out of stock. If you tried to order any Pokemon booster boxes from the distributor right now, they would actually tell you that there's none available. It looks like we've already got our first gold card and the Radiant Serena in the same box. Radiant Serena and the Energy Switch. I actually just bought some of these for my decks. This card is basically always in the standard format, so it's always very playable. So it's really cool to have the max rarity of this. Only around a $3 card though, and the Serena's around 50 cents. Not the most expensive cards, but they are really, really awesome. Only 2 packs in, and we've already got a Radiant and a Secret Rare Gold Energy Switch. So with all the distributors saying that they no longer have any inventory of the Sword and Shield era products, a lot of people have made the assumption products are already out of print because the Scarlet and Violet era is upon us. So we're going to talk about what Pokemon Company has done in the previous eras. We're going to start with the Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield era. At the end of the Sun and Moon era, you had Team Up, you had Unified Minds, Cosmic Eclipse, and Unbroken Bonds. Those last 4 sets in the Sun and Moon era stayed in the standard format whenever they did rotate to the Sword and Shield era. The format in which the cards are legal to play in makes a huge difference in whether or not the Pokemon Company will reprint a product. Normally, whenever the Pokemon Company reprints a product, it's because there's a very large demand from collectors. Take a look at a product such as Evolving Skies. There's such a huge demand for Evolving Skies that they're more than likely going to reprint Evolving Skies just because they want to capitalize on the market. There's not very many cards on the inside of Evolving Skies that are very playable, and the majority of them that are playable have already been reprinted as promo cards inside of collection boxes and tins. And another reason why the Pokemon Company would reprint a set is because there's a high demand for the cards in the standard format for the players to actually be able to play the trading card game. Whenever there's a very high demand in that way, a lot of the times they will take care of that demand by releasing specialty products. If you look at the Arceus V-Star, for instance, one of the most powerful cards, they released a ton of Arceus V-Star promo boxes to kind of throw some water on the fire of the demand that was the Arceus V-Star. It happens all of the time with the most powerful cards. If you go back to even like Reshiram and Charizard GX from the Sun and Moon era, they made the Reshiram and Charizard GX theme decks, which helped a lot. Man, we're getting all of our hits right here at the beginning of the box. It just keeps, you know, messing with my flow on what I'm talking about here. But at the end of the Sun and Moon era, going into Sword and Shield, there was a print-to-demand style reprint. Biggest part of that print-to-demand reprint went to Team Up and Unbroken Bonds. Team Up, as you guys know, had the Gengar and Mimikyu and the Pikachu and Zekrom cards. Very, very powerful cards in the trading card game. And then it was also just a really popular set for collectors. And Unbroken Bonds had the Charizard and Reshiram GX. 2 of the most powerful cards that were ever released. You also had Unified Minds with the Mew and Mewtwo GX, and then you had Cosmic Eclipse, which had Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. As most of you know, Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia is probably the most broken card that was ever printed in the history of the trading card game. Man, we're getting so many hits out of these first couple of packs. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Make sure you guys are grabbing those code cards, redeeming them. This is going to end up being a crazy box. We've already got like 5 hits, and we're only about 6 packs in. But there was a print to demand, and whenever that demand was met, then they stopped printing those sets. You could still find Cosmic Eclipse packs in a lot of products, even up until 2022. Cosmic Eclipse was still popping up in restocks, but there was no official reprint of Cosmic Eclipse. That was just stock that they had in warehouses. Distributors had pallets of it. There's a lot of different reasons why. Another Radiant. That's our second Radiant. We got the Radiant Alakazam. This is turning into such a good opening already. We got 2 Radiants, and we got that really awesome holographic Dragonite. Code card there for you guys. Best of luck to whoever can redeem that. And after those reprints were done, they stopped making the Sun and Moon era products. If we take that same philosophy and applied it to Sword and Shield, the last 4 sets of Sword and Shield, which will be staying in the standard format, were Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, and you also had Brilliant Stars. Brilliant Stars, you had the Arceus V-Star, another Archeops. This is like a $2 holographic card. Make sure you guys are always checking your bulk for really powerful and playable cards. Archeops is a very valuable card from Silver Tempest, and also the Force Seal Stone is like a $5 holographic card inside the set, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for those. But Silver Tempest had Lugia V-Star, Brilliant Stars had Arceus V-Star, Astral Radiance had Palkia V-Star, and Lost Origin had the Giratina V-Star, but more importantly, just the Lost Zone cards in general, like Comfey, Cramorant, and Cloris's Experiment. So those sets, I feel like we can safely say, are going to see some sort of reprint because they are staying in the standard format, and they haven't really released any theme decks or anything like that to kind of get the more powerful cards out into the players' hands. Fusion Strike and a few of the older sets will be staying in the standard format as well, but most of those sets have already had their most powerful cards reprinted in theme decks. The Mew VMAX from Fusion Strike, for instance, has already been reprinted into a theme deck, so there's a very small chance that we could see a Fusion Strike reprint, but I would not be surprised in the slightest. The biggest difference between now and the Sun and Moon era transfer is that in April of 2022, the Pokemon Company actually bought the Millennium Printing Group. So they do have full access to the printers whenever they do want to actually reprint items. Supposedly they don't control the everyday functions of the Millennium Print Group, but they could always just tell them that, hey, we want to reprint this set to capitalize on the market. So there is a bunch of different factors between now the Sword and Shield era going into the Scarlet and Violet era versus the Sun and Moon going into the Sword and Shield era. But there's also a lot of similarities, and that's why we're talking about them today. Morpeko and the Zygarde. Code card there for you guys. At the end of the X and Y era, going into the Sun and Moon era, they basically just printed everything into Oblivion, Fates Collide, Steam Siege, XY Evolutions. You were finding those packs in your collection boxes and other items, basically the entire Sun and Moon era, because they printed it so heavily. I don't think we're going to have that situation happen ever again. They don't want a whole bunch of products just sitting on shelves or in distributors' warehouses, not able to be sold. The Pokemon Company is probably the smartest trading card game when it comes to keeping a thumb on the pulse of the market. I really do believe that they keep a really, really close eye on the markets that affect the trading card game. You have the collector market, you have the speculator market, investor market, and then you also have the players. I do believe they cater more towards the players than they do any of the other categories, but with how well they've managed everything lately, they have to be keeping an eye on all of these things. That's our third Radiant. We got a Radiant Alakazam, Serena, and a Jirachi from the same box. Unfortunately, the Radiants are only like $1 a piece, but that's still amazing to be able to get those. I wonder if we're going to get multiple secret rares, multiple alt-arts out of this box. The most valuable card from the set is the alt-art Lugia, sitting right around $200. Some of the other good cards, you have the full art Serena, and you also have the Rayquaza VMAX. So if the Pokemon Company decided to take the same approach between the Sun and Moon era that they did to the Sword and Shield era, we would be seeing reprints of the last 4 sets. And the last 4 sets would be Lost Origin, Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, and Silver Tempest. All of 4 of those sets conveniently have trainer galleries on the inside. So there's a huge demand from the collector side. Look at that cute Rockruff. There's also a really huge demand from the collector side as well. If you've been paying attention to the prices, all Sword and Shield era booster boxes have been rising pretty consistently. Astral Radiance is the least valuable, sitting at about $105. Silver Tempest is sitting at about $120. So selling this booster box for $69, it's pretty close to half of what the market price is. Kind of curious to see if we're even going to break even on that $69 price. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. about that? Do you guys think we're going to break even, or do you guys think we're going to make a little bit of money? With all these crazy pulls we've already gotten, there's a good chance we could end up making a little bit of money on this box, but I don't believe we're going to be getting close to that $120 market price. A lot of that price is due to the fact that it's just not available. You can't just call up a distributor and say, hey, send me a bunch of Silver Tempest. Hey, send me a bunch of Brilliant Stars. It's just not available. If it was to become available, there would be an announcement. Most of the time they would allow the distributors to place pre-orders, and they would print to the demand of whatever those pre-orders are. But we're talking 2, 3, 4 months down the line before those reprints would ever happen. So between now and a couple of months from now, with no restocks or reprints of Silver Tempest, do you guys think that the prices are going to stay around $120? Or do you think they're going to go up? Just like you, I believe that the price of these booster boxes is just going to continue to go up until they ultimately do that reprint. Look at that Professor Burnett full art card. This has turned into an awesome box. Professor Burnett's not super valuable. Last time I checked, it was around $8 or so. We've gotten a lot of really cool cards out of this box so far, but nothing super valuable. We still got quite a few packs left, so let's see if we can get something awesome. Let's go into the next pack here. Really excited to see if we can get an Alt-Art V from this box. We got the Durand and the Hisuian Arcanine V. It's actually a really fun deck to play. You pair it up with the holographic Zapdos that accelerates 2 rock energies, and you can basically attack with that 4 energy attack on the first turn. All right, we got the V-Guard energy and the Regidrago V. That is a crazy amount of hits so far. That V-Guard energy is actually pretty valuable as well. It's very useful in the trading card game metagame right now. All right, we have to take a look at these hits already. We're barely halfway through the box. Looks like we've already got about 12 hits. We got 3 Radiant cards. We got 2 character rares, a full art, a gold secret rare, and quite a few V cards already. You normally get about 8 to 12 hits per box, and we're already at 12 hits from our box. So this is turning into a pretty good box already, but we're still not at that $69 price that we charged Jeremy for the box. And we're not even close. And there's the V-Star, Regidrago V-Star. Just as we were talking about having 12 hits already, we get our 13th hit. Code card there for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about these restocks and reprints, you know, rumors that you guys have heard, information that you guys have gathered yourself. Do you guys think that we're going to see a huge reprint of the Sword and Shield era cards in general? Do you guys think we're only going to see the reprint of the standard cards, the ones that do stay in the standard format when it rotates with Scarlet and Violet? I believe that we're going to see a huge reprint of the last 4 sets, and then there's a good chance we're also going to see a big reprint of Evolving Skies. I wouldn't be surprised if they just went ahead and redid a small run of every single Sword and Shield set, starting with the Battle Styles, because Battle Styles will be staying in the standard format, and it is the first Sword and Shield set that had Alt-Arts on the inside, which is a really big deal to collectors, and there's a very high demand for Alt-Art cards in general. See what we can get from the rest of these packs. Still holding out hope for an Alt-Art V here. Most boxes I've opened, I've gotten 2 V-Stars and 2 Radiant cards. We've already got 3 Radiant cards that could have taken the place of our V-Star. You really want to see Lugia Vs. You want to see Lugia V-Stars. The Lugia V is still sitting right around $10, so that is by far the most valuable V card you can pull. If you were to get a couple of Lugia Vs and a V-Star from this box, it would go really far in actually paying for the packs on the inside. Let's see what we can get here. I'm really excited for Scarlet and Violet. I'm really excited that they're changing the borders on the cards to gray versus this yellow. Another full art. We got the Altaria character rare, and we have the, I don't even know how to pronounce this. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the full art's name here, but it is another full art female trainer card, which if you're going to pull the full art trainer cards, you definitely want them to be the females and not the males. We got the Altaria there. That is our 16th good hit from this box. I actually ran out of sleeves that I had ready for this box because I did not expect to pull this much from this box. So we've got 2 full arts, and we have a secret rare from this box, which is absolutely crazy, but I'm not going to complain in the least bit. And there's the code card for you guys. This is turning into one of the better boxes I've ever opened. I'm really glad that I was able to open this one up for Jeremy, because it is turning into a fantastic box. We're still not at that $69 price though. All of those hits that we pulled, none of them really have significant value other than just being really cool. Code card there for you guys. If you guys pull anything cool from the code cards, let me know down in the comments. With how popular Lugia V-Star is, I expect a couple of collection boxes to come out. Maybe an ultra premium box would be really, really nice. Another Metagross. That's our second Metagross. I was really hoping that we would see a couple of 4 Sealstone holographics. That would be the best card to get multiple copies of in the holos. Each one of those is around $5. Let's see what we can get here. There's the Earthen Sealstone. As soon as we were talking about the Forest Sealstone, we pull the other one. The Earthen Sealstone, not quite as valuable. Still a pretty powerful card when you pair it up with something like Urshifu VMAX. Got about 3 packs left here. If you guys have any questions in regard to restocks versus out of print products, let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to reply to every single one of you. But I do believe right now we're just in a period where Silver Tempest is out of stock, and there will end up being a reprint of Silver Tempest just because it does have so many amazing and powerful cards on the inside, and there is such a high demand. The reason why the price is going up on these boxes is because there's such a high demand, and the Pokemon Company, they know that that demand is there, and they're going to want to make money off of reprinting this product for people who want it. All right, guys, last pack magic here. Let's see what we got. We got the Clink Clank. This was a crazy, crazy box. We didn't get an alt art, but I do believe we got 16 total hits out of this box. I don't think we even reached the $69 price we charged Jeremy, which is about half the market price right now. This proves that the market price is too high just because we had so many hits and the value of it was less than the $69 that we paid. Let me know down in the comments. I do appreciate you checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.